Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Now, one thing we have to do first and foremost is get some magnesium, just so we can support our, rude lifestyle, because obviously if we get, called out for being too rude all the time, we will probably suffer some more morale damage, so I think we should at least find a way to keep us alive during that. A sewer grate, a gateway to the river of filth. Okay, let's go into this place here. And to Bird Nest Roy's. Let's quickly take a look at this. What does that say? Roy's Pawn Shop. Fast cash for faster times. Okay, let's step inside. First, let's just take a look around. Some kind of machine, an antique cash register. Let's take a look at this. What does that, I think they're called barks, say? Mostly military wear, with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Over here. A bust of a woman, the plaque simply reads Day. In the dark, a film projector is whirring away. You know what, let's talk to him first.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you. It's a shame. It's shameful how insufficient the police presence is in these parts. Now that the RCM is here, tell me, have you had any trouble lately? I'm gonna go with that one.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Quite the collection indeed. Typical vacuous consumerist objects. Honestly, I think some of your selections are more tasteful than others. This business plan is all over the place. You should specialize, zoom in, recapitalize. Let's go with the last one.
It keeps me entertained.
He responds, unimpressed with your business school snobbery.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
There's something I'd like to sell, then we could do the electrochemistry check. I mean, it's a white check. It's gonna get opened up by other things anyways. Let's just try it. And 58 isn't that bad.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Pyrrolidon, what is that?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? Look around. Step closer. Sir, could you take off your sunglasses? I'd like to check your eyes. Get straight to the point. So, where does a man get Pyrrolidon these days? Let's go with the third one.
How would I know?
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Point at his close. Say what's with the triangles on your vest. It's pretty obvious that you're under the influence, sir. No judgment, just curious. I probably did loads of Pyrrolidon before I lost my memory. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop who just wants some of what you're having. Wink. I'm gonna go with the fourth one.
Pyrrolidon is just something since the People's Power disaster.
He coughs as if to mark his words.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for radiation sickness.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
The People's Pile? What's that? Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were a part of. It must have been tough radioactive cleanup work. How did you end up running a pawn shop? Thank you for telling me. The People's Pile? What's that?
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade.
We were an all-volunteer force. Self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
He points at the white triangle on his orange safety jacket.
Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
He looks at the spiraling light and stops. This is kind of an empathetic response, so I'm just gonna leave it out. How did you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
He shrugs. Thank you for telling me.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Care to share your parolidon with me? There's something I'd like to sell. Okay, so that's the only way to get parolidon. Let's...
Have you tried it before?
The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care.
I think I've tried it once and liked it. I haven't, but don't worry, I can take it. I ride the pyro every day. Let's go with the third one.
Every day? You look the part.
He tilts his head, studying you, then nods.
Here you go, man.
He presents a large cap-shaped object in the palm of his hand. Very odd-looking.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained parolidon. Straight into your gut.
Thanks, man. Take the parolidon. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't need any parolidon. No, we're gonna take the drugs.
Of course.
There's something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look.
We cannot sell the clothes. I'm just gonna go through the dialogue anyways.
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
He looks you up and down quickly.
And especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparking in the light of the projector!
I have this commemorative pin, but before I sell it, I have some questions. I'll check my pockets, or I don't have anything. Let's go for the commemorative pin.
Jean-Baptiste summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was.
He studies the pin carefully, rolling it around in his palm.
So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it.
$3.20? Hey, that's a rip-off. Okay, but can you hold onto it for a few days before putting it up for sale? I promise to give the pin back. That's all I wanted to know about the pin, thanks. That's a rip-off.
A pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10, but I added another 10 cents just to be nice.
That's all I wanted to know about the pin, thanks.
Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything?
I'll check the
Anything
pockets.
else you're thinking of selling?
Let's pawn the pin. I'll keep the pen. That's... yeah, it's not that much money, and I would like to keep it for reasons. Let's close that. Okay, I don't have anything to sell at the moment.
Another time, perhaps.
You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
Actually, that's all I've
The
got.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by officers of the Citizens Militia? No, wait a second. We should wait with that. My morale is not looking too good. I have other business to take care of. My morale is not looking too good, so we should definitely go buy some magnesium or whatever the name of the larger version of that was. Let's take a look at this. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it. Yeah, that's gonna make it harder. Okay, let's go up to Frit. Let's take a look at stuff around here though, since we haven't really been here yet. Goods from the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Let's take a look at that as well. Closed for winter, please use main entrance. We'll talk to this guy later. A glossy magazine, most able-bodied men. This issue hosts a top 10 list. Oh no, they're much hunkier than you. Jump Jams, a popular music mag, I suppose. Bit more French than usual. Frit. It's spelled the way it is spelled here. Okay, let's take a look around first of all. Let's go to the tear machine.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Let's insert the
Your
bottles.
bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the endless cycle of consumption.
Okay, let's take a look at the radio first. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. And now this cabinet
A
here.
small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
What do those products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is...
She stops.
I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Can you be a little more specific?
No. Sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
Who is Saint Baptiste?
Saint Baptiste. You know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. The one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
Thank you. Let's buy some Hypnogamma.
Okay, here. I hope
Sadly-
Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
It's cheaper to buy 1 Hypnogamma than it is to buy 3 magnesiums. So let's go outside, find like 3 more bottles or something, and then come back. What does this say? Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips too. And first, let's quickly take a look at that.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
What is that?
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Interesting. Apparently I assume interfacing is too low to give me even the prompt to steal it, because I think it tells you that you could steal it, if I remember correctly. My last run was with relatively high motorics, so I had the option to steal it. I didn't, because I didn't want to be, an asshole. I ended up, I think, not getting the raincoat. But I was given the option to steal it, but maybe this time I'm just too clumsy to even think of it. That's interesting. There's money on the ground. Let's pick that up. 31 cents. That's enough for a hypnogamma. Let's go inside and buy another. There we go.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
There we go, that's better. Let's just fill that up, because I think the morale is also tied to our volition stat. So keeping it healed up is good for, you know, for one of our stats. Which, you know, we should keep them up somewhat, at least. Because otherwise we're less likely to get the stats to chime in when we're doing something. Let's go back to the pawn shop and ask about the gun. Let's quickly take a look around here outside though. Waterlock out of order until Wednesday, 7:15 a.m. Let's talk to you.
G'day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
First things first, what are you doing here, man on the waterlock?
My friend Barry the Butcher is stuck on the other side of the waterlock. I'm keeping him company, and eating his salami.
From the corner of your eye, you see a man in a yellow shirt and grey overalls waving at you from across the canal. He seems disappointed about the wreckage on the waterlock and the salami.
Very good stuff. Anything I can do for you, officer?
Do you know what caused this wreckage? Point at the billboard.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Rivershoal.
The words "daredevil driver" sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Can I have some of that salami?
Sure thing.
He cuts off a slice of salami.
Want some too, officer?
He turns to the lieutenant.
Why not?
The lieutenant ponders the offer for a moment, then decides to go for it. He takes a slice of salami from the man and chews on it. Right, bye. Okay, let's take a look at... Can we take a look at that? Yeah, butter sign down. Let's take a look at it.
A crumpled billboard reading "Samaran butter soaks in the canal." Two ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted.
What is Samaran butter?
Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Okay, let's attempt to reconstruct what happened there.
Judging by the
There we go.
size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle.
Let's look at the crater.
Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour.
Let's look at the roof of the shack.
The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack.
Let's look at the sloping metal roof panel.
The panel served as a takeoff ramp.
Then the broken posts.
The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. Then it continued its flight, taking the billboard with it.
Let's look at the sign.
The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal.
Okay, and the opposite bank.
Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast.
What was the model of this phantom vehicle?
There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Lena G22.
Why the Caprice 40?
It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage.
Why the Linnea G22?
A very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than most to survive that jump.
What now?
You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure.
I'll quickly blink and leave.
The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Okay, and he wants to talk as well.
Any theories about what happened here?
Looks like someone was in a real hurry. Reckless traffic hooliganism. Some top shelf shenanigans. I want to meet the driver and shake his hand. I don't care, it's not really our concern. Some top shelf shenanigans.
What kind of car do you think it was?
I think it was a Caprice 40.
That's quite likely, from what I can tell.
I have some ideas about who it might have been. Yeah, I have no idea. Who could it have been? I have some ideas.
Oh,
He raises his eyebrows. It had to be someone really cool and courageous. It was someone dangerous. Perhaps this is somehow connected to the murder. Actually, never mind. I need more evidence to come up with a list of suspects. Has to be someone really cool and courageous.
I suppose that narrows it down somewhat. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder?
We should bring this driver to justice. Let's move on. We should bring this driver to justice.
If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself.
There we go. Let's go into the building and talk to Roy about the gun. Hello, Roy.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Also we can talk about the traffic manners on the loose.
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
Wait, why don't you drive? But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof? Wait, why don't you drive?
I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts.
But didn't you hear it when the traffic menace drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
A vortex sounds fascinating. Does that mean you don't have any idea who the driver was? A vortex sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by the officers of the Citizens Militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What?
Oh boy.
Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun? Was the buyer a policeman too? At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else. Wait, I sold you my gun?
You...
With Kim here too. That just sounded really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quite yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
You sucked on a gun? Good. Very normal.
Wait, how much did I sell the gun for? Happens to the best of us, I guess. I really should have killed myself. Maybe I still will one of these days. I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further. I'll go with the third one because it's the unhealthiest one. That's definitely... yeah.
The light swirls in his face and glasses. He doesn't know what to say.
Fair enough, I wouldn't know what to say either. Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Great.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
There is only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. Maybe she's a vigilante, wants to prove she can do our jobs better than we can. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the citizens' militia? I'm sorry I sold my gun. There's only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans.
In that case, she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
He looks around, worried. Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
I wanted to ask about my missing gun again. No, let's leave for now.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Cool.
So cool.
Where is it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird together. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. Let's go with the second one.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Hell yeah, it's on. Okay, let's take a look at that. Oh, Hobocop is nearly done. Very nice. Some kind of superstar, -2 logic, still seems unlikely. Research time 1 hour 10 minutes. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine, riddled with hepatitis C, striking a lionesque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillaume Le Millon or David Dewis, no. You're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. Let's internalize that. Okay, logic -2, composure -1, but at least the -1 composure from Hobocop is gonna stop soon. We have plenty of stuff that's updated here. I'm just gonna click it away. I still approximately know what's going on there. And I'd say with that we head out and get on our way. Alright, let's see. There's another bubble. Let's take a look at that. Tire tracks leading onto the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off.